I had just panicked a little bit because I forgot how you entered to live after you created on YouTube. Um, it's always a little bit of a learning curve on all this stuff, and stuff is constantly changing. So I'm not really used to, still not used to going live on YouTube. That's why I want the watch hours so I can do it on my laptop. So how y'all doing? I hope you're okay. I hope this day is meeting you in a good place. It's meeting me in a good place because I can't believe it. I actually got to spend a whole day in my house without family. Yay! My family don't understand just how bad I needed that. And I hate that I didn't actually take a nap and get some rest because I was sleepy all day. But I didn't know. I had planned my day and got up early for the purpose of dodging my family because I thought they were going to be coming over here and I was trying to make myself unavailable. So I had scheduled a bus to take me to Walmart and go do a little shopping. But child, I was too tired and I'm still too tired. So, um, so I'm just going to talk about a few things, get a few updates to y'all. Um, I'm still trying to figure out how I can text, type, type something in the chat. I don't know if it's possible. I don't see. I don't see where you can type something because I want to leave a link. I'll just put it in the description after the video. But I wanted to talk about the solar job fair because I told y'all that I'm gonna be talking more and more about solar because that's my journey that I plan to go on and get into the solar industry. I call myself the solar evangelist, so I've been out there. I've been out there uh, shouting to the rooftops. You need to go solar. You need to know more about solar. So anyway, here in Illinois, I'm gonna just start with that. They had a solar job fair. Things were so tight times wise. I just couldn't get the post up before the fair occurred, so I could generate more people coming to the fair. But all is not lost. All the companies that participated in this job fair, if you follow that link, you will be able to contact them and still apply for the opportunities in that job, in that company. Okay, and that's a list of some of the companies. That's a list of the companies that participate, but it's backwards. Um, I'm gonna post that on my community wall. So who is that? Who is that? Don't be shy. Say hi. I'm gonna see if I can enter into the live on my laptop once I create it on YouTube. I'm not sure if that's possible. Okay, yeah. Oops, but I gotta mute it. Okay, it works. It works. It's working. I'll mute that, and then you're gonna see my link to the solar job fair. Oops, that's the link to the video. Yeah, because I want more people to get in on the opportunity, because a lot of people just haven't heard it. The problem is the government just don't spend all that money. Oh, excuse me, all that money on advertisements to Google, okay? So a lot of people don't know about the opportunities that's out there. And that's what I was doing with my time on Thursday. Not to mention, I went to a job interview with a newborn baby and a 4-year-old at Toll. So I'm proud of myself that I got through that situation without them even knowing that I had 2 babies here. So what I wanted was a remote opportunity. So I only applied to one company, but I do believe, it's other companies with remote positions, and so I am going to try to apply to all of them, and see if there's available remote positions where you, or even if they don't have it already, where you could probably change one to a remote job, because these days with COVID, a lot of people don't want to go to the office. A lot of people don't want to go back to work around a bunch of people. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Let me get this link in. As soon as I do that, then I'm going to go ahead and go to the disclaimers, because the rest of it's going to be kind of raunchy, because I'm just be doing me and say what I say, do what I do, doing me. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I got the link in. Hey, it works. Okay. And I'm going to put it also in the description. Okay, solar jobs in Illinois. So I hope somebody drop down and conversate with me, but if not, I'm going to go ahead and go on with the video, because this is more of an informative video. Solar jobs. And pretty much to update you on me. Now, I did a little tour of my new house yesterday. It's not going to be a tour today. Okay. All right, and now we're going to do our little disclaimers, and then I'm going to get into it. I'm going to get into it. So, if you're a hot mess, love messiness as in cyber harassment, this video ain't for you. If you are allergic to gaining knowledge, critical thinking, growing fools and lands, and photovoltaics, which is the fancy word for solar, surviving when shit hit the fan, tiny living, a couple, 2, 3 curse words. If you so saved and sanctified, your ears catch fire. If somebody still having to cuss, this video ain't for you. And if you're allergic to keeping it real, scoop, this ain't what you want. So I try to keep it. Hey, Catherine with Friends, how you doing? Thank you for welcome to the chat. Last but not least, I'm legal. I'm a bona fide certified carrying member of the Illinois Department of Public Health, medical cannabis qualifying patient. I'm going to be doing more grow videos. Today is really just updating giving you updates about me, what's going on with me. And I started off with the solar fair. I went to the solar fair, actually did an interview. The guy wants me to send in a resume because he didn't see it where I actually posted it, following the links that was provided to me. So he said he wants to see what he can work out. So that's a good positive sign, which is letting me know, and this is like a tip that I want to give to you guys. Um, you never know where your opportunity lies. This company that I interviewed with is the same company who gave me the solar panels. And when I started the interview, I said, "You don't even know you know me already." And so I went on to describe how and why he know me, and he said, "Oh yeah, oh you that lady." So yeah, so it's a good feeling to know, you know, that it's possible that I could actually get a job out of that. Hi, Quinn Files, how you doing? Oh, thank you, Quinn. um, Happy Saturday. So I'm gonna be doing a video that's all solar, and that's all I'm gonna talk about is solar, because I want you to learn and understand how to get started with solar for yourself. Because eventually, y'all, all of us are gonna have to go solar. Promise you, we are going to have to. It's not just a wishful thinking, it's actually a law and mandate for us to become 75% solar by 2050, and we're not even close. I don't even think we 50% or 25%. I'm gonna have to check the statistics, but we behind China and Germany. They there, they got 100% solar. So not only is it gonna be a major hiring boom, especially here in Illinois, because they passed a second law on top of the original law to guarantee that some of those solar projects trickle down to the poor community. So it's a program called Illinois Solar for All. But like I said, I'm going to do Solar Sunday, and then the whole video is just going to be about solar. So I did a few notes about some of the things I want to talk about on this one. Y'all know I just moved, right? Well, it's some things I learned about moving that I just want to share, that I learned in this situation. Believe it or not, I think it's common sense, but you don't necessarily think about it when it's happening. But one of the most major lessons I learned about this moving this time, is that you really have to plan for it. So now that I have moved, from this point forward, I am going to be feeding and funding in a savings account or whatever to save up for the rainy day, because a lot of my stress that I went through with the process of moving had to do with didn't have no money. How do you move? I had to not only move but come up with a new month rent for the new place, and the money for a truck, and didn't have no money to hire no movers. That's why I never want to move again. I want to live in a tiny house, and so therefore, if I have to move, I'm already packed. So you have to plan for it. That's the biggest thing I learned. You know, I plan to never find myself without an option, so that if something happens, Murphy laws come into full effect, and they say, "Oh, you gotta move," I'm ready for it. Another thing I learned, I got into it with my family so many times, it ain't even funny. But a lot of our stress that we go through comes from or stems from us trying to be perfect. Let me tell you, perfectionism is not a good thing. Some people will say, you should be striving for perfect. And my grandmother used to use the saying, if it's worth doing, it's worth doing well. I beg to differ. If it's worth doing, it's worth getting done. Because while you're sitting up there trying to be perfect, it ain't getting done. So if it's worth doing, it's worth doing it and getting it done. So, um, that's one of the things. So, and then also with me and my family, I learned, thought I knew, but really I didn't. Setting boundaries. I didn't realize I not really set boundaries. So my family became comfortable with just really, 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 really abusing my time. So y'all know I've been, that nanny. I've been a nanny for two 4-year-old and a newborn for the past couple of weeks, and it's not them, it's not the babies that's causing the problem, it's the adults. I had to set boundaries. So my child, I had to tell him, when you off work, I'm off work, because he was not even getting it that when you dawdle and star and you make all these stops in between, your kids are sitting up there looking for you. Your kids is not caring what Nana doing. They wondering where they mama and daddy at. Hello, Catherine friends. Oh, that's the same. Okay, that's the same comment. All right. And so that's one of the things I learned. I'm not gonna ever get myself, in a situation like that. It's like if he don't respect, and they've been gone, so I guess that it's sinking in. Like, leave me alone. When you off, I'm off. So he didn't come through, and I ain't got no unexpected visitors that I wasn't planning for. So after this video, much as I would like to go start working on my garden, I'm exhausted, so I'm just gonna collapse. Rest, because I've been nodding off the whole time, just trying to set the video up. I was like, wow, I really didn't realize you were that sleepy. And this is after I have taken my ADD medicine that usually keeps me woke. But I'm still dozing off, so that just means I'm just that extremely tired, and I need rest. The other lesson I learned with this move, and the only reason why I'm sharing it, because I just feel, that somebody is going to receive this and don't realize that there's a message in this video that's worth listening to. My son, I was doing a website for him, getting his website set up. And so all he kept, I got to get some rest. All he kept doing is telling me about how I'm not working on his website. And, I could have did this and I could have did that. And I paid somebody else $500. I'm like, Dad, you didn't give me $500. I would have got this website done. You came here on the free 99 tip. So I didn't put it at the top of my list. Then he proceeds to say, you should be supporting my business. And I just went off, because what he didn't understand, and what the lesson that I had to learn, and I had to drill it in him again. What God got for you is for you. You can't come in here and make a new dream for me, because he's sitting up here telling me, I'm gonna get you paid. I'm gonna get you paid for the babysitting. Okay, fine. Somehow him and the baby mama, it's a program that allow me to get paid for this babysitting that I'm doing. That's okay. But that's not going to be my career. So don't make no long-term plans on that, because I know what God has been telling me. Like, you can't give me a new computer job to do. Why? Because no matter how much I love computers, and I do love computers, trust me, I love technology, I love doing it. However, I'm killing my body. I'm killing it slowly but surely. They say sitting is the new smoking. I'm arranging everything so I can stand up more and do it. But I also know, to me, that is a sign that God is telling you to get up and get out and not be sitting stuck in front of a screen. So that's what I was trying to do. I wasn't trying to be his web developer, okay? And so we got into it over there. But like I said, look, God got for you, he got it for you. For you. So that's another one. And what else on here? That's it. That's the main ones that I wanted to touch on. I'll be making notes on what I'm gonna say. Um, so yeah, that's it. That's it for as far as the things that I learned when it came to moving. Now I want to discuss this doggone what was stressing me out about this move. My bill, my bill. Uh, I wouldn't even been able to move in here had I not gotten help from an agency to help me keep my utilities on. And so that's when anybody wonder how and why I went into solar. That's the reason. Because I've literally been choosing between having to buy food, buy medicine, or um, the utilities. Each month I'm facing this, and y'all, y'all won't believe my bill. This is my bill. This is what I was looking at that was about to keep me from moving into this house. And I just thank God that some came through what gave me assistance. You see that? You see that amount? $785 for just the gas. Now I'm thanking God that I did get help with that. So for the first time ever, I got a bill that didn't look crazy. And then it was $10. Okay, that's rare. They ain't gonna keep continuing to go. But if anybody ever wonder, well, how did she get into solar? This is it. This is why. Here I am. I'm on a fixed income, and now my bill already in the new place. So now I finally got my first new bill in the new place. Let me not dox myself. In the new bill, and my current electric charges is $24.19. Just after being here 2 months. So I was saying, oh, that's not too bad. I could really do that. $24.19. But what I gotta suffer from now is that the amount that's still hanging over my head from the previous house. So that's added stress that I don't want. That's the primary reason why I'm going into solar. And what started the whole thing is that nightmare. Where every time I get my bill, it's like I gotta choose between important stuff. You know, medicine is important, especially if you got conditions like mine, fibromyalgia, bursitis, arthritis, osteoarthritis. Um, it ain't no joke to live that way. And that's one of the things that made me get into growing your own food, because I believe you can get a healing from food. So as I go proceed in life, that's what I've been doing. It's growing, and that's what I've been sharing with y'all. Some of my things that I do grow, some of the things, the techniques that I use to do that. And so that's how it all got started, because I'm literally been choosing between medicine, food, and utilities. Each month I gotta. So you see my utilities is on. Guess what? Something didn't happen this month. If my utilities is on, it means I went without something. And this month is medicine. And I know I'm not the only one. Your grandma, your mother could be sitting up in the same situation. Now, those of you who was following me and remember the hassle I went through with the bus company, because see, a lot of people will say, well, why don't you just get a job? If you're disabled, you never know what your obstacle is going to be. And so in my case, I went back to work, got back into the workforce. I'm thinking, okay, yeah, this is where we're going to go. I ain't going to have to deal with living on a fixed income or Social Security, because any income over $900 is better than sitting all month waiting for a check. And I was making $3,000 a month from the Census Bureau. And I know when I get back in the workforce, it'll be even more because I actually got skills and degree. And so, you know, it ain't going to be that hard to get in the salary. But guess what? What my obstacle was, I couldn't bring my office chair onto a handicap bus. So that's what I got in the mail today. The decision. The decision came down about my chair. And it wasn't in my favor. So this long, drawn out document listing the charge and what went down, basically the short story of it, they dismissed this, but I'm going to put it back up for review because their position is, the bus company position is that they didn't discriminate against me because they continue to allow me to ride their bus, but I just can't ride it with the chair. But that is my point. You are discriminating if you don't allow me to ride with the chair because you allow other passengers to ride with large objects. So I'm definitely going to proceed. One good thing is that came out of that is that I can now take this, decision to my vocal rehabilitation counselor and tell them, look, if you want me to get back in the job workforce, this is the thing I got to resolve. This is one of the things I got to resolve. I can't get on the bus with my office chair. I can't do the work without having a chair that's appropriate for me. So they put me in a trick bag. That's the reason why I focused on getting remote jobs. I actually do. The ideal, perfect scenario would be if I could get a remote job. But I really do feel that God is pushing me out from being, a recluse and behind this computer all the time. He's pushing me out to be out in the world. So if I want to be out there, and most of them solar jobs is a job where you have to go on site. So even if I go into the sales part, you eventually going to end up meeting the customer or person, the homeowner, and sit down and do a consultation with them, to tell them, what your shading situation is and how many, panels it's going to end up taking for you to, reduce your bill significantly. So I deliberately went for that area to get me out of the house, okay? But I'll gladly accept a remote opportunity because now that I got 2 grandbabies to take care of, I would accept a remote opportunity. So that's what I'm looking for. And on top of that, this bus company made it impossible for me to go out there in full-fledged in the workforce because they won't even allow me to take my chair on the bus. It don't make no sense to me. So, that ain't going to be the last of it. I'm going to keep on pushing on that issue because that's ridiculous. It's definitely a way to strap that chair in safely, and they can't prove that it can't be done. Especially when they strapping in big old mobility carts and bariatric patients on top of them mobility carts. You can't tell me you can't secure an office chair, but that's what they were exactly trying to tell me. And so for the most part, the case been dismissed, but it is also my proof now that I can go forward in asking vocational rehabilitation for transportation. I didn't know it was going to come to that because if they want me to work and they want me to get back into the workforce, I'm going to have a big issue with I can't take my chair with me. And if I'm doing the actual solar job, guess what? I'm not only going to need the chair, but I'm going to need other things like a ladder or, tripod with camera and stuff, because those are typical things that you will have going on site to people's houses in order to give them a consultation about their solar situation. So that's the update about me. I just want to let y'all know because a couple of people did ask about what happened with the bus company. Well, that's what happened. It took them this long because I filed the complaint when I was still working there, and that was 2020. So it's taking this long just to get to the point where they dismissed it. And they dismissed it. It's not even fair, in my opinion. They dismissed it for a lack of evidence. And so, you see that? So they a lack of evidence lie. Since the video wasn't enough proof, because I took a whole video. I record all kinds of stuff. All my phone calls are recorded. So was that incident with the bus company. That was recorded. It's on YouTube right now. I don't know what they need further for evidence, but I'm guessing they got to see other people get on that bus with large items as large as my chair. Well, I'm here to tell you, I'm prepared to get that evidence, because they're not going to just brush it off and push me off, because it's not fair. I should be able to get on that bus with my chair, because the law don't say mobility device are only defined a certain way. You can determine your own mobility device, and who better to determine that than you, the patient? Nobody can tell you what your mobility, especially no bus driver, But that's what I ran into. So a lot of people don't understand some of the issues I have with being invisible. That's what made me come to social media. Being invisible. Being invisible is a problem. All three of my disabilities are invisible. I suffer from attention deficit disorder, anxiety, depression. They work hand in hand. And and arthritis. You can't see that. You can't see pain. Fibromyalgia, you can't see pain. So they're invisible. And so my point and purpose coming to this platform and doing or saying anything at all wasn't claim to fame or getting clickbait or clout chase, celebrity gossipers. I came to this internet to be visible, to no longer be invisible. And it still creates problems for me, because people can't see what my disability is. They don't think there's nothing wrong. My family are the worst offenders. When I told my son he needed to be home after he got home from work, he needed to be here, because I know when you off, I'm on. He don't understand. If you keep on taking advantage, you don't understand that when I try to hold this newborn baby, you making it impossible for me to do that safely, to the point where I can drop the baby or he seriously get hurt, or I get hurt or injured because I'm trying to pick the baby up when I have no strength left to pick the baby up. You can't just keep pushing a person, pushing past their limits without something breaking. Something gonna break, something gonna give. So that's another life lesson we having to learn under this situation. You can't see pain. So it's like people wouldn't even accommodate me on the bus unless they see me with a cane. That's ridiculous. It shouldn't take seeing a cane for people to just accommodate you and be polite. Something about, person has to see a visual to think that you're disabled. Hi, Bears Thinker. How you doing? So, I brought up those things because I still struggle with them. It's still the nemesis of my life. It's the thing that I have the most challenges with. It affects any and everything that I do. I can barely get stuff done in my house, but I can't get help here. People's like, well, you can't get a home health care worker. Nope, I can't get a home health care worker because they don't consider me ready to go to the nursing home, so I can't get a personal assistant here. So it's very difficult. It's very difficult to live my life doing me. I come on here because I want to be inspiration, also to motivate myself to keep going, because there was days when I didn't want to wake up because that's how much pain I was in. I didn't want to wake up. I'm like, when I woke up and I was still in the same pain I went to bed with, last night there were days and I was like, look, Lord, I'm gonna need for you to just not wake me up, okay? Just let it be over with, because I can't deal with this pain. Now I changed that attitude, and absolutely stress aggravates anything. Stress is the other killer, silent killer that's invisible. So I calmed myself down and had a nice long discussion with my sister, who reminded me of why everything is the way that it is. I was upset with my family because they still putting things on me without taking in consideration my physical limitations. And I said, it's no way I can explain to them how and why this is a problem, because they don't know. If you don't have it, you don't have a clue how it impacts you. And who got a sign up, that adjusts and say, oops, warning, warning, this is dangerous for this person. It might not work out. The closest I can come to that is opening my mouth and say no. I went from being a E person, they say they got an A personality, B personality, is E personality. E personalities are the ones that's trying to do everything for everybody. You don't say no. You have a hard time saying no. But now, that's the one thing that made my life better with fibromyalgia, is that fibromyalgia triggers Shanae. When Shanae come out, she don't give a damn about nobody. She gonna snap, she gonna curse your ass out, and she gonna say no. Okay? She don't have no problem saying no. So that's the only one good thing. Yeah, stress is very harmful, binge thinker. Absolutely. Stress will kill you quicker than any fibromyalgia or osteoarthritis. Stress will kill you dead. Dead. I was in a women self-employment project. It was a part of the family self-sufficiency program, where women were allowed to have small businesses, even though they were getting general assistance or food stamps. They was allowed to start a business. Like, y'all know, had the neighborhood candy lady. Well, now the candy lady could use her stamps to buy the candy to keep her business going. But one of the group sessions we had, they were telling us about a young lady. She was in her 30s. She was like 35. And she was highly successful. She's going all over the world. She's flying here, flying there. And she just dropped dead. And it wasn't no other explanation for her health situation but stress. Stress will kill you dead. It will take you right on up out of here. So a part of my stress was coming from, I couldn't do this. I couldn't come on here and just talk with my friends, chat with my friends, because my family didn't think that was important. And me, and compared to family, I would put family first. I believe in that. I wouldn't negotiate nor neglect my duties as in this family and role as a family, trying to do no YouTube video. But at the same time, I do have a time or me time where I could do me. It's one thing to be there for your family, but I should have me time where I could do me. And so we got into it. And I snapped on that. And finally, this is me putting my foot down. I'm finna do my videos. I'm finna do the thing that brings me happiness. I'm not gonna just be bogged down with your ideas and thoughts of what my life should be. Because basically my son determined, I should be just babysitting. But I had a lot more dreams and hopes than that. Not saying that's less than, because it's a noble, it's a worthy cause, and I felt honored that mother only felt comfortable with me, So I wanted to support her because she breastfed. Welcome to the chat, Mississippi Magnolia. How you doing? So this chat is just basic general updates about me. People who follow me and people who was asking me questions about certain situations like the bus, whatever happened with that. I didn't win, but it's just the beginning. So I'm clearly going to use that decision, the fact that they considered that the bus company was not discriminating against me because they still allowed me to board the bus, just wouldn't allow me to board the bus with the chair. But now, having went through that process and I got the official answer in a documentation like that, that make it possible for me to go down to Voc Rehab and say, look here, I need a I need a vehicle. I'm not going to be able to go to the workforce like you want me to because I can't bring my chair on the bus. So that's a problem. I'm going to need a vehicle to carry my chair because it's going to be other bigger objects than me just doing the solar jobs that I may be called upon to do. If you're a site assessor, you have to go to a person's house and actually look up on their roof and see what the situation is. So I may need a ladder. So I can't be where transportation can tell me what I can and cannot transport. That's a problem. So hopefully that decision will help my situation where I can get help from the Department of Rehabilitation and get transportation so that I can go back to work. But people don't think about some of the hassles and obligations hoops you got to go through in order to get back to work. Nobody want to live off of $900 a month. You think if I could find more money on a job, I wouldn't be at that job? But there's a reason why they call it disability. You're unable to do that. It's a challenge. So there's no way I can go back to the office in just a normal working environment without having that correct chair. Especially you got to be there for hours doing that work. So that's where I'm at. So y'all gonna see me trying to get that bus. I hope I can find one used. And I am getting emails from a company who have them used all the time. And I'm hoping I can get one, around $2,000 or $3,000. And that'd be fantastic because, the bus company here put me in a situation. You forcing me to choose between having a job and not having a job. And I think that's wrong. They should have been accommodating me. That's my opinion. So I'm not going to give up on that particular issue. I'm still going to push the paperwork in that say I disagree with this decision. But at the same time, I'm going to take that same paperwork to Voc Rehab and let them know, look, hey, this is the issue. I need to be able to have this chair because I don't just use that chair at work. I use it at home. It's still the only chair that I can sit in and get up without no assistance. So, that being said, now I'm going to move on to a couple of things that I forgot to mention yesterday in my haul. I bought me a drying rack. That was only $10. This house is so energy efficient that I don't even need a dryer. And in the summertime, I'll be hanging them outside. But I bought this rack so I could just sit the clothes over the dryer and they'll be dry just fine without using no extra energy for a gas dryer. Also, I've been having issues with getting my mail since I moved to the new place. And I had bought something from Walmart and I looked on there and it said delivered. Hey, Kareem. I looked on Walmart and it said delivered. I was like, delivered? I ain't got it yet. And I kept checking. I checked for 2 days. And finally, I went back in and tried to find out what's going on. They said, well, you just have to reorder. I called them. So I was on the phone. This is Walmart. So I called them. I said, look, I didn't get that package you was talking about. That I just ordered. Because it says it's been delivered. I didn't get that. So they were saying, well, we're just going to refund your money, blah, 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 blah. And I said, cool. And I said, well, I want another one. I just want it replaced. You don't really have to refund the money. Just send me another one and correct your information in your database. So I thought I thought it was over with. I wasn't going to be able to get it because it went to another address and they sold out. When I went back to try to reorder it, they sold out. Well, today I seen the FedEx truck pull up and back up, and I said, I bet you he trying to bring me something because he can't figure out what the address is because I had it covered up for the YouTube video yesterday. So this is what I got for me in my kitchen because my family loves the moringa tea that I make for them. I want to get that back in motion. The glass beverage dispenser was just too heavy. You got fibromyalgia, and you at the end of the day, it's no way you're gonna pick up a heavy glass container trying to do nothing. So I got me a much smaller one, but big enough for my family to all have a cup of the tea. So it has a ice section that you can put in to keep it cold, and a pitcher section to put the tea in. So that's much lighter than that glass one we had. Now I'm trying to reduce the plastic that's in our life. Rockwell Accountability Sector sent the video. She did a video about how much plastic is in this world. My day is going so good so far. How's your day going, Kareem? Yeah, I don't even celebrate Easter. And it's nice and sunny, so I don't think we're going to get snow, but it ain't unusual to still get snow on Easter. I done had 2 Easters here with snow, but I ain't going to claim that this year. So I hope it be bright and sunny, but it's supposed to be rainy, cloudy. Anyway, this is my dispenser that I'll be using for my moringa tea. I couldn't connect it. I'll put it together, not in this video, but anyway. I ended up getting the picture free because they already refunded my money and it said sold out, so I didn't reorder it, and I wasn't expecting that, so that was a nice little side blessing I got after being frustrated by them sending it to the wrong place. I was so pissed off. They sent it to the wrong address. So I ended up coming up on a picture. So I'm gonna be using that for my moringa tea. That's a hit with my whole family, and it's something lightweight enough that I can carry. I try to get away from the plastic as much as I can. And Rockwell, she had a documentary on it. My son has become obsessed, so he was over my purchases, even in the store. I'm like, I don't need you to make decisions for me. Kareem, you said it's about to rain like crazy. Yeah, that's another thing. That's why I want to go get my plants from the other place. So after this video, I'm heading down there to the older place. I'm finna mosey on down there. Hopefully, I can do it. But if not, I'm gonna wait till the rain. When the rain starts, that's when I'm gonna go down there then. Because if I wait until the rain comes, then the ground will be softer. But I just want to make sure I can come and get it because it might be already bulldozed. My house is gonna be gone. It's going to be history. Only thing left of it is going to be the pictures of me. Me in there. And the last thing is Alien. alien tape. I found that at Family Dollar. It's two-sided stick tape, and I want to be able to put up my various photos like this. My newborn that I'm taking care of look just like this picture. And this is actually my newborn's uncle. So that baby, that new one, definitely looked like us. Let me see, can I pull that up? Oh wow, no wonder. No wonder they gave it to me anyway. It's cracked. Look at that. There's a crack in it, but as long as it ain't open, I'm still use this bad boy. Dang, I don't have a second camera so y'all can see the baby, but y'all probably see him soon. See him soon. But anyway, he's a little cutie pie. And that's really all I wanted to say on this one. Some of the things I learned. I'm going to say some of the pros and cons with this new house. My bathroom is way too far from my bedroom. I don't know about y'all, but I get up and have to pee real bad. Pee actually wakes me up out my sleep. You get older, you can't hold it like you used to. And it's just too far. So I will probably be putting that toilet seat over there into operation. And I'm getting that idea from the tiny house living, because I got a whole bunch of plenty of peat moss and cocoa coir that I use for growing. Is also a great thing to use for a composting toilet, because I ain't got no $1,500 for the popular composting kind of toilet. And I found that toilet outside on the street. My family just couldn't stand that I was keeping it. I'm keeping it. Why? It came in handy. When I had to go back to the old house and clean it out, thank God I had it. Because I had took the toilet seat out that was there and brought it here. Installed it in the new house. So when I was there cleaning and I had to pee, I was so glad I had that with me. Because I could sit on that. That's tall enough. It's high enough for me. I could get up off of that. So I ain't regret keeping that. And that's another example. Other people can't think for you. I know why I'm keeping stuff. And I might be a pack rat on some things, but I'm changing. So leave me alone. I'm trying to make progress. So what's the tea in these YouTube streets these days? I heard something happened with Kwame Brown. He got into it with somebody. And who else? The Cardi B. Is Tasha K? Is she really gonna go to jail or no? And I don't know about any of y'all, but what y'all think about that Tasha K situation? Do you think she deserved to go to jail? Or do you think that there's other people that should be joining her ass? Because if she go to jail, there's a whole bunch of other people that committed the same offense need to be going right with her. I was shocked that Cardi B even prevailed in that lawsuit, because I thought she was guilty of the same stuff. Tasha K was engaged in the same behavior. I just think Cardi money was longer than Tasha K, and that's the only reason why she prevailed. So is it any other tea, Kareem, that in these YouTube streets that I missed out on? Because I've been away for quite a while. Hey. You still with me, Kareem? If not, If not, that's the end of this video. But y'all check the description. I put the link in there if you're interested in a solar job. And let me tell you what I've been discovering, because even when you think you can't get a certain job, you need to read that whole description. So I went to some opportunities that came along and said design, solar consultant, solar designing. And I don't really have any experience with sales, solar consultant, or design. And when you read that whole job description, you find out you willing to train. They say experience preferred, but willing to train. So yeah, I put the link in the description. You should see it. You should see it in the chat right now, and also in the description of the video. I put a link up there. And those are just in Illinois. You can look for solar companies in your local area, and I'm quite sure it's going to be the same. You don't have the same experience. That's one industry that got more jobs than people. They got more jobs than people. They need help and expertise so bad in that industry, and people are just snoozing on that. They snoozing. My son, he walked out of his education, his diploma class, and right into a windmill job, making $45 an hour. Now he finding out the hard way there is a little bit of seasonal situation that's inherent in just that industry here in the north. But if you were someplace like Arizona, no, you'll never be out of work. It'll always be somebody building and construction something, because they have seasonal. They have a longer hot season. Well, up north, yeah, that's the con. You might be out of work a few weeks sometimes because of the weather or the weather conditions, but still, $45 an hour for your first job starting out. You can't get that at McDonald's. There's no college degree. All you need is a high school diploma. Can't beat that. So right now he's in an apprenticeship program, and so he's on a solar project, another solar project. This is the second solar project he's been a part of. The previous one, they was working in the snow. I said, they got you out there putting solar panels up in the snow? Yes, that's how desperate the solar companies are, because they bid on these contracts, especially the contracts with the government, and they overbid. They bid knowing they don't have enough manpower, and just I guess on a wing and a prayer, hope they can get enough manpower to complete the project, because it's just that many projects out there, and it's that lucrative. So I recommend any young man. And then the other thing is, if you're a former foster child, that's another category. Former foster children, people who had cannabis convictions, and disabled, my age, seniors. They are targeting disabled and senior people for the solar. So here in Illinois Solar for All, the way they are getting the young men and women trained is by putting solar panels in an older person's house. And that way they are training them on the job training for solar. That's how they're working out. It's called Illinois Solar for All. That's the program that's here in Illinois. In your state, it could be called something different. But nevertheless, there is a targeted funding from the energy department to get solar to more people. So an older person that own their own home can get a project set up for their home. And so you need to contact where you start in your town should be your electric company, because they're mandated by law to not only help you, but help you get more energy efficient. You should be able to call them up and say, what can I do for my house to get it better energy efficient? And an auditor can come out there and assess your whole house and say, well, look, you need to change the windows here, and you might want to get rid of that deep freezer because that's, antiquated and it's draining too much energy. They are mandated by law to do that. So start with your local electric company. They can do an energy audit for your house to help you get more efficient because they mandated by law to help you. The solar jobs that came down the pipe, it's because it's so many people in need of the solar that the program is there to train the young people, and they have such a shortage of people with the skills that they're willing to train the people so that they can have the skills by doing the projects on these people that would normally be marginalized and not be a part of the process. Let me see, can I put in? I can put the link again in here. I'm gonna do it on my laptop. So I encourage you, if you know anybody, they're targeting, the programs is targeting, these are what they call justice, environmental justice groups, that people that fall in this category, former foster kids, people who convicted felons that were convicted for cannabis, and seniors who need solar done to their homes. They are being targeted now. If you fall into that category, you need to be looking into solar, either getting it for your house or getting opportunities for young people to train, installing those panels on your house. And people who just getting incarcerated, just getting out, and you want to look for a career that you ain't got to go to college, no whole bunch of years, and spend a whole bunch of money financially. Solar, that's your industry. And it's not that they just need installers, they need it across the board. They need employees across the board. That means sales, marketing, office work. So I applied for an office job, knowing I can't get on nobody's roof. The one job I applied for at the job fair was the office job. So we're gonna see how that goes. But if you are unemployed, non-employed, that's where you can go and get top dollar, okay? Because they desperately need people in that field. When I was at Lipstick Alley and I posted the solar information, somebody came on there from New York talking about, ooh, $5 an hour, that ain't nothing. I got, my rent is so much woo. And I said, you know what? That dollar amount ain't the problem. The problem is where you live. You need to move out away from New York, because I swear, $35 an hour would do me right here in Springfield, okay? I would have, this house decked out, car and everything, if I was making $35 an hour. So you shouldn't let no location determine you, cut you out of your destiny. But even in New York, I bet you the pay scale is more according to where you live. They probably do start people out in New York for more than $35 an hour because they do know the cost of living is so high. So you just can't have a closed mind coming to it. And I just see so many people, they just shut down. Oh, no, I ain't got to do that. Even if you living in an apartment, you need to have you a solar generator. Because if the power go out, what you going to do? We all now getting more and more dependent on these little devices in front of our face. And when they break down, when the power goes out, how you going to get that going? Who can live without their phone now? Hi, Nicholas. Long time no see. I've been missing in action. How you doing, babe? Anyway, yeah. So you know, if you wanna, you looking for a higher pay rate than what you are, you tired of flipping burgers at McDonald's, you need to go try your luck at solar. Okay, because that's an industry that is wide open, and they can't keep enough people. It's not enough people for the actual jobs that exist and that are out there. And don't rule it out. If you look up solar jobs, you thought of me. I'm glad you thought about me, Nicholas. I'm glad you stopping by. Thank you, sweetie, for stopping by. I ain't gonna make this one too long. I just wanted to update y'all on there. I was about to end this one because I just wanted to mention those few things that I didn't say in the previous live that I wanted to say, which was solar, solar, solar. You're gonna hear me saying that over and over. And also I'm going to be giving away the kilowatts, because people, when they ask me about solar, they say, well, what's the first thing you need to do, to get solar or do solar or get solar? And I'm going to show you what the number one first thing you should be doing. Okay. This is what you should be investing in. But I'm willing to give this free. You just got to subscribe, hit the like button, thumbs up, leave a comment, and subscribe. This is a kilowatt. This is what's called a kilowatt. And what you do is you take your appliance, whatever appliance you got, you stick this part in the wall, and then you stick your appliance in here, in the plug in the front. And it will tell you how much kilowatts or wattage that your appliance is using. And what you do, you go around your whole house and you write down how much each one of these are using. Then add that up. Like, I know if any of y'all follow Laird Farmer, he'll tell you do the math. Because a lot of people come on here asking him questions. There's no way he can answer, because each person is individual, got an individual situation. The way I use my electricity ain't necessarily the way you're going to use yours. Some people use their microwave. I don't use my microwave that much. It's just, it's there. I have one, but I just don't use it that much. But me, on the other hand, I keep my computers on 24/7. I never turn them off. So everybody got a different electric need. And the first thing you need to do is find out what that is. How much are you using right now? And then that second step is using your actual bill. I didn't print that out, but what you need to do is go to your electric company and pull off a year of your electric use. And it's better if you go back 2 years, because then you can average it out and tell, hey, Jewel, how you doing? Nicholas, you say, yeah, me and you go way back. We go way back on here, and I've been with your channel for years now, so I'm happy to still be here watching and supporting, and congrats on the new house. I'm really happy for you. Yeah, I'm happy for me too. Thank you for the congratulations. I appreciate it. Oh, see, that's once again, family is interrupting. I be forgetting to turn on the do not disturb. That's the second time I had a live and my family cut me out.